Let me just put this mic back on here, guys, because we'll need this in a minute. Oh, oh, plug her in. Stay here. Here, thank you. That'll do. Hi guys, it's Emma, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then welcome to the chaos. I do all things music related on here, from audio engineering study content to production and songwriting challenges, just talking about music and musician life. And today, I'm back in Clubhouse Studios again. I'm in Clubhouse a lot at the moment, let's be honest, this is where I live now. Because I'm filming this video around the same kind of time that I filmed those other videos that you might have seen, me messing with mics and guitar amps. Because at the moment, I'm working on a batch of songs for my own original music project, and specifically at the moment I've been working on the electric guitar parts for them. I've been writing the electric guitar parts and then coming in here to play them in with the really fancy DI box that they've got in here. So I came in the other week and I recorded a whole batch of various different little riffy kind of guitar parts. So today I'm reamping some guitar parts again, because when I recorded those guitar parts in, I did get a couple of them I think I might be happy with the amp sound on them, but there are a couple of them where I was like, nah, this needs something else, but it was getting close enough to what I wanted that I knew it wasn't going to be a case of changing any settings on the DI box or on my guitar. So the DI'd signal I've taken, I can just reamp out to get the tone I want. And specifically, I'm thinking that on a couple of them, what I really need is to just do something weird with the guitar part, something different, not your standard whack a dynamic microphone in front of an amp. Like the one we're going to work with today, the main reason I'm actually reamping it is because I didn't play with the reverb pedal on it, and when I was listening to back I was just like, well, I could just add reverbs to those plugins, but I know that I quite like a reverb tone that I get out of that pedal in there, so I just wanted to reamp it through that anyway. So we're reamping that part anyway, and I want to try something different with the mic setup for the amps for that. The main thing I want to do is to do a comparison between a dynamic microphone, which is your standard choice usually to make up a guitar amp, but definitely not your only choice, and some other options. Mainly, I want to try out some condenser microphones on it and see what that actually sounds like, you know, see what you can get from a condenser sound. And I've picked out a few condensers that live at the studio, but I've also brought in one that you guys won't be shocked to find I brought in. If you don't recognize this microphone, if you haven't watched my content before, then this is the AKG C451b pencil condenser microphone. It's a small diaphragm condenser. It's been one of my go-tos to pull out and try on things, because I found that there are a lot of things I am favoring it on big time. And I just thought it'd be really interesting to do a comparison between a small diaphragm condenser and a large diaphragm condenser. And I knew I was going to try sticking a 4400 of some sort. We specifically got the SE4400A that I'm holding here. It usually lives as a room mic in here. I'm going to try that. But I've also grabbed another little pencil condenser from in here. They've got a Rode M5, because I wanted two of each type of condenser. And then I was going to do the SET2s. I might still pop them on today and see, because they're very different from the 4400s. I found that they're quite bright mics, the T2s. They've got a very lovely bright sound, and specifically for this part that I'm actually doing the reamping for in this video, you know, I am just messing about for the sake of messing about. But I am also reamping this part because I specifically want to get a different tone, and the main thing I'm looking to do is brighten this guitar tone a bit. And I've already fiddled with the settings on the amp. I could fiddle with them some more and brighten it some more, but I feel like when I'm hearing the sound come out of the amp in the room in there versus what's coming out just from the microphone setup, I could probably just get it brighter by just using a different mic or a different mic placement. But I was hunting around the drawers to see if there was anything else I could try, because I just wanted to try something new. You know, I've tried the T2s on things before. I've got kind of an idea. I may well end up pulling them off and putting them on here, because the kind of tone I'm looking to get out of this particular guitar part, they might be a good choice for that. I went into the drawers just seeing if I could find another option. I found this guy. It's a Behringer B1, a microphone I'd never heard of, gave it a quick Google and found that it's basically a really cheap large diaphragm condenser microphone in the same kind of bracket as the Rode NT1A, which I'm now kind of regretting not bringing with me to try that on these. I don't know if it's compared because they're remotely similar in sound, or just because they're both large diaphragm condenser microphones that are dirt freaking cheap. Like, this is even cheaper than a Rode NT1A. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what this is going to sound like on it. My initial experiment I'm thinking I'm going to do is do a direct comparison, but then I might try thinking about how, because I'm using condenser microphones, I might treat them differently to how I'm going to treat the dynamic microphones. So obviously, normally when you mic up a guitar cab and you're just miking it up with a dynamic microphone, people just stick them quite close. but I might try giving these a bit more distance as well. And I may well find that after I do all this messing around with condenser microphones in this video, at the end of the video, I just end up using a random dynamic microphone anyway and just moving it somewhere else on the speaker. I've obviously watched other videos of people comparing microphones on guitar cabs before and talking about different miking options on guitar cabs. And also, when you use the amp sim in Logic, it gives you, one of the options it gives you is to swap out microphones that are on the cabs as well. And it does give you options of dynamic microphones, ribbon microphones, and I think there are a couple of condenser options in there. And I've played with those before, but I'm still not sure what to expect from this particular experiment today because I've never just stuck a condenser microphone on a guitar cab and recorded it and seen what I get myself before. So this is what I want to do today because I feel like especially the large diaphragm condensers might be a good option because generally you go to them if you want more detail, if you want more of the frequency range being captured, and in particular those higher frequencies, you know, in things like voices and stuff. Large diaphragm condensers are particularly good at dealing with those kinds of tones. Anywho, that's the experiment today. Let's actually have a play. First of all, before I do anything else, because we are doing a comparison style video here, I thought it would be best, even though I know I'm not going to use this version, to just get the original mic choice and setup that is the usual that James has set up in here. I actually think this is a nice one to compare to these. This is a dynamic vocal mic more than anything else. This is the SEV7 that's currently on it. The last bit of messing around I did, I was comparing various different dynamic microphones in here, and this one was one that I actually quite liked. So first of all, I'm going to go and get a recording of the part being reamped with the current settings using this microphone. And then I'm going to swap them out for the others. Right, focus on that microphone, please. Fabulous. Right, I'm just going to leave you guys here while I go reamp that. Okay, so I am going to play you guys each of the actual recordings that we get out of these, one after the other, so you can better compare them. But next mic we're going to pop on here. I'm going to start with the 4400A. The thing I might get is it might be a little less distant from the cab. Should I also put on the pad? Because a couple of these microphones, well, all these microphones have a pad. So I think I'm going to engage, or do they all? I don't actually, the Rode one doesn't, does it? Okay, all of the others have a pad. The Rode does not. But I'm going to engage the pad on the others because that is what I would do with them. I would engage the pad to allow me to be able to have more leeway with the gain on the desk in there. So this one will just be quite a different situation to the others, but we're going to engage the pad. Just the -10 on here because you have a -10 and a -20 option. Possibly also makes them a good option for this kind of thing, because they have a pad on them. Actually, because of the shock mount, I think it might be getting about the same kind of distance as the SEV7 was. I'm gonna go and reamp it again through this. Okay, so rather predictably, I've had to put the pad in on the desk as well, which I'm just gonna leave in because I'll probably need it on all of these. And I'm gonna put the Behringer one on next, I think. I just need to find a shock mount for it. There's probably one over there for it that I just haven't picked up. Don't know if this is the shock mount for it or not, but it'll work. Okay, we definitely can't get this one as close because between where in the actual cage the capsule is and then also it needing to be in a shock mount. I mean, it doesn't need to be in a shock mount. I could find another way. I just don't know if there are other mount options available to me in the studio anywhere. Here's our next microphone all set up. The Behringer B1. Let's give it a listen. Okay, that was an interesting one. We're on to small condensers, so we're gonna do the AKG C451b first, and then we gotta figure out where to actually position you, how far back to go, so that you're similar to the ones we just did. I think about there might be good. But this obviously, because it's not in a shock mount, and it's not as bulky a design in general, it's more pinpointable. I can also get it closer, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to record it at the same distance as the others, and then I'm also going to record it at a closer distance, more like the dynamic mics can get to, because some of the dynamic mics that I would normally, like not with the SEV7, this cage that's on the outside, this shield, the actual capsule sort of starts roughly where this line is, just a bit after this, where this line is. So even when you have it mic'd quite close, it's not that far off the distance that these condensers have been. But other dynamic microphones, like if you're miking up with an SM57, you can get that literally right up on here. So I might try that with these pencil condensers as well to get a feel for what they're like in a different position that is easier to use them in than the large diaphragms simply because of how they're built. Let's go listen to this first though. Okay, so that was very interesting. So now I'm gonna move this mic closer to the guitar cab to hear what that sounds like. Right, I'm gonna try that. Okay, that was a rather subtle difference, but definitely a difference. We're trying the last mic I wanna try. So I'll do the same as I did last time and have this first of all positioned similarly to how all of the others have been. And then I'm gonna close mic. Right, let's go and power you and see what you sound like. And now let's move it closer. That's all those microphones tested out. I'm gonna take you guys in there, but first of all, I'm gonna let you guys listen to each of those actual recordings that I've just taken. Okay, so now I'm gonna give everything a listen through. Yeah, I was expecting to like the M5 better than that, but I feel like it's not really lifting in any way. It's just quite harsh. They are definitely overall all much gentler and lighter and giving more of a full picture than the dynamic mic was. In a way, I think what's giving them that lift and that softness is that actually they're not too heavily focused on the higher frequencies. Those higher frequencies are there, but not in a way that creates harshness. And those mids are coming through maybe a bit better. And maybe that's what's making it more the tone, maybe less than lifting it and making it really, really bright. It wanted to be bright, but with that softness that those mid frequencies give you. I think the 4400 is a bit too nice. It's a bit too soft and gentle and not giving enough lift. The M5's a bit too harsh, but then the AKG and the Behringer are both quite interesting. I think I want to hear both of those in different positions on the cab. So I think that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to do both of those again, but I'm going to try positioning them in different places. They're definitely much better already and much closer to the kind of tone that I'm looking for this particular track. Oh, we're heading back into the live room, guys. Okay, I'm going to do the AKG first because that one's just going to go in this same mic clip that's already on here. So. And then I think I liked it more at this distance though. So I think I'm gonna go with that distance and just raise it up. So I'm gonna put you about here. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys here and go get that recorded. Okay, interesting. Maybe I'm misremembering where was higher because that was actually, I'd argue, lower. So I'm going to try it over here instead, because maybe I mixed these two up. Or maybe it was just only a little bit up. Maybe I went too far up. I'm going to try it here and see what I feel about that. It's definitely brightest in the middle. Whereas when I think when I did with the dynamic mic, I think it was around this one, because I did one where I did it quite far up and then I did one where I did it not so far up. I did one where I did it right in this corner as well, didn't I? But I'm not going to do that. I'm getting an interesting tone out of both of those. I think I'm going to have a proper listen and compare these as well. And I didn't think I was going to do quite as much like this, but I am actually going to try backing it up from the guitar cab a bit more. Because I definitely, from the comparison before where I had it really close and then in the position that was closer to what the other capsules were going to manage, I did prefer it further back. So probably about an inch away before, and now it's about 2 inches, maybe 2.5. I'm going to give that a record, and I think I'm just going to sit and listen to those back, and then I'm going to decide if I want to try the Behringer in a different position as well. Welcome back in here, guys. I'm going to switch off the speakers switch back to my headphones and do a compare. There's a big difference with moving that mic back just another inch. It's brighter in a way that is giving the overall picture of the amp more lift. So I think I'm going to try the Behringer mic backed up a little bit from the cab, but also I might try that in a slightly different position, because I think the Behringer mic, it has got a decent amount of lift, but it's maybe coming through a teensy bit harsh. But maybe that will be really nice if I back it up a little bit more, but also move it a little bit more off center, as I'm getting a softer picture of the mic when I move it off center. I just want to hear what that one sounds like. I think I'm going to make that my last experiment for this particular video. And this was a lie. Okay. So I'm going to try this one at this sort of a distance, I think, but more like here. Not a major difference from where it was, but just sort of going diagonally about 2 inches. Off I go again. Reamp that now. Okay, I think that one might have been the one. Cool, I'm just gonna quickly check that against the two that I just did. I think maybe I've gone ever so slightly too far off to the side. Oh, I don't know now. Okay, this is gonna be the last time I change the position. I am just gonna move it a bit more central again and try it one more time. Okay, this is the last one, that original position, but just further back. And then I'm gonna call it. Okay, that's it. I have to stop there now. So either it's this one or it's one of the others that we're picking for what actually goes on this track. It has brightened it ever so slightly. It's really subtle, the difference though. Honestly, that difference is maybe so minuscule that you could have just achieved it with a cue, but I just wanted to experiment. I just wanted to see how big of a difference each thing would make. It would probably be a waste of time to do that over and over and over again every single time you want to mic up an amp, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But the whole point of this project that I'm working on at the moment is that I wanted to use it as an excuse to just play with things and experiment with things and try things out and get to know these things in real life myself and not just in theory off of other people's videos. I think I'm just going to leave it in that position and reamp it because I think I'm happy with that guitar tone. I could sit here and tweak for longer and still have basically the same thing. The only thing I am going to do is I'm just going to quickly make a little change to the reverb pedal, I think. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy my content on this channel in general, in which case you might want to hit that subscribe button. But I know that that's a big decision to make, so do feel free to check out some other content before you decide. Because you wouldn't want to subscribe and then unsubscribe, it makes me sad. There'll be specifically other guitar, amp, microphone related videos if that's your cup of tea. That may be what it recommends to you on the end screen. If you want to follow me on all of my socials, they're linked in the description below, as well as links to my artist socials specifically, and where you can stream all of my own original music. If you're listening to what's being played on the end screen right now, and you enjoyed the little teaser of this song here, then those are both my songs, and you can listen to the end screen one right now. You can find where to stream or buy that in the description below. And talking of money, if you want to support me directly with money, then I have a Buy Me a Coffee account, and on there you can send one-off donations just to say cool video mate, but you can also join one of my memberships, and then for a monthly fee you get access to extra content. Okay, that is all for today's video though, so I shall see you guys next time with another fun music related video of some sort, possibly more me messing with amps. Bye!